Hey, so in this video I want to talk to you about 3 pro tips for marketing music lessons right now in this crazy time. As you're probably aware, it's crazier than ever with this virus going on, and one of the things that's happened, and you're probably aware of it, is that people are no longer just marketing towards their communities where they live and trying to attract students for in-person experience. They're actually marketing to the whole world because so many people have gone online, and now there's no difference for people teaching someone in Sydney or Melbourne or Canada or America, and so you've got people all over the world, targeting people all over the world, including your city, your town, and making it that much harder for you to attract new students if that's what you need to do. So I'm going to give you some top tips at sort of more of a pro level and how we sort of think with larger studios, and these are things that you can apply to your studio no matter what level you're at. So all that after this. Alright, well, let's get into it. We're going to talk about 3 tips today about marketing music lessons right now in this crazy time. But first I just want to say, if you're a music teacher, academy owner right now, if you're still alive in your business and you're still able to do what you love, just massive congratulations. I know how just insanely stressful things are right now, and I just want to take my hat off to you and say well done. And this will be over soon. We don't know how long it's going to take, but it's crazy times, and just to still be doing what you're doing is amazing. So well done, hang in there, and I hope what I share today will be of some help in some small way. So let's get into just 3 quick tips for marketing music lessons right now. As I said, we're competing with people all around the world, and so we need to think a little bit smarter and a little bit more pro to make sure we stay ahead of the game and keep growing our studios. So let's talk about number 1. Number 1 is, I want you to start thinking more about doing things in a launch type style. So what this means is, well, let me tell you what the opposite would be. This is what most music teachers and studio owners do. They're very excellent at providing awesome lessons and changing young people's lives. That's amazing, but often very behind the 8 ball when it comes to marketing, business, all that sort of stuff. And so what people usually do is they might have a website, have a Facebook page, and they might even have a deal on that. They might have a free trial, they might have a 50% off first lesson, they might have a 1 month at 50% of the fees, they might have a no registration fee if you sign up. They might have something that we might call like a lead magnet, some sort of compelling thing in order to give an email. That's great. It's good to have like an ongoing thing like that. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't necessarily give people a reason to sign up right then and there, and it's always there, right? It's just on their website. If people stumble across it, there's no incentive for them to sign up, today versus in 6 weeks' time. They know it's just always there, okay? It's a very basic thing in marketing to think more about doing a launch where you've customized it so that there's something different, something exciting, and giving people a reason to sign up for that thing over a set period of time. So, for instance, we would do things like focus on, giving away like a movie ticket. That might be a bad example right now because most of the movie theatres are shut, but for example's sake, hey, sign up this month and you get a free movie ticket, and here's the next cool five movies that are open at the moment or coming up, okay? So it's something different, exciting, whatever. Another one this week where I was like, get a free large pizza when you sign up for lessons this month, and have some pictures of some amazing pizzas from Domino's. Whatever it is, you think of something that you can add to make it exciting, and it's just for that period of time. So say a launch. Now it takes a bit of time to set up your web page to reflect that little deal, your little adverts, your posts, and so companies that have full-time marketing managers and things, well, they might run a campaign for 4 weeks or 6 weeks and then they change it. For you, you're probably going to want to go like say 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks at a time, and then something fresh, something different, okay? Because a lot of the same people are going to be seeing your campaign and your ads, and it needs to be something fresh. They need to feel like, oh, I missed out on that last one, here's something new. Not like, oh, ignore, block, whatever, I don't want to see that, I've seen it over and over. You can't be bland and boring, okay? So you got to think, what can I offer? So another idea just around that is to think through all the local businesses that you could approach. So there's things like, when I think of my own town, there's things like shopping malls, there's shops, there's we've got a really cool swimming pool with cool water slides. We've got this really cool petting zoo place where you can take your family and pet all sorts of cool animals. There's all sorts of different things. Even people you might know that own cafes or restaurants, or friends of friends that do. Heck, you can even approach people you don't know and say, hey, I work with families, I'm trying to do a deal, could you give me some vouchers to give away, or could I buy some vouchers at 30 cents on the dollar? You just try stuff, you'll be surprised what you get. And so that is one way you can think about it, but start thinking about your calendar instead of thinking like one deal on your website for the whole year and with a few ads just driving people to the site. Think about like, okay, for these 2 months, we're giving away this prize. For these 2 months, we're going to do pizzas. For these 2 months, we're going to do the cool like family pass to the swimming pool. Whatever, come up with cool fixed term things that are really exciting. Alright, number 2 is that we don't want to wait for people to come to us. So you might create all those cool deals for those different months in the year, but you can't just wait for people to turn up, okay? I've told this story on a different vlog before, but my wife and I were going through the shopping mall, really hot summer's day, and we wanted to get an ice cream. When we got to the counter, they were like, oh, would you like a free sample? We're like, sure, yeah. We tried 2 or 3 and then got something to take away and then left. Now that was great to get a free sample, cool, customer experience, that's awesome. But we had to wait until we actually wanted an ice cream to get that deal. See how it doesn't make any sense? Whereas if one of those people at the ice cream shop stood 6 feet out from the counter with a tray of samples and gave them to people coming past, they'd be able to say, hey, would you like to try this? You like to try this? Hey, oh, you like that one? Hey, just pop over there and Tracy will sort you out, get yourself an ice cream, And that's marketing, that's sales, okay? That's what we need to do with our studios. Once we've got these awesome little offers and we've put something on our website and we've got some little posts on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, we need to actually create little adverts. We need to be sending those to Facebook, YouTube, through Google. You can do Google search, display ads. There's a whole lot of different ways that you can do paid ads to drive people to your site for that deal. And of course you time your advertising campaign for the launch of that deal that you've got. On the free level, obviously there's crazy amounts of ideas there as well. I'll just give you one, top of my head would be community groups. I live in a place called Lower Hutt here in New Zealand. There's Facebook groups like Lower Hutt Mums, there's Lower Hutt community groups, there's Lower Hutt parents groups, there's all sorts of groups. You get your little deal, your post, and you do a little post, hey, if you're interested in music lessons, we've got this great, depending on what the group is, we've got this great little offer for kids this month. We've got this cool, intro program for piano lessons, and you get a free pizza if you sign up. Deal offers 31st, love you to spread the word, Because you're coming in with something fresh and exciting, you're not just showing up with, just the same deal, hey, interested in lessons, and just plugging and spamming your service. Because you show up with something different each time, it's a lot more accepted to sort of promote something in these little community groups. And they're made up of thousands and thousands, sometimes, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, depending how big your area is. So that's one free idea, and there's obviously stacks more. But make sure you don't just wait for people to come to you. Make sure you get out there like the ice cream shop should have done and attract people to your lessons. So that's number 2. Let's talk about number 3. Alright, before we talk about number 3, I just want to let you know really quickly that our Build a Music School BAM Squad, that's our membership for music teachers and music academy owners all around the world, that is closing at the end of this month for quite a little while, and we're doing a whole bunch of changes, and the price is going up, and we're adding things like mastermind groups, so you get put in a little group with people around the world, and you get to meet up with them and have accountability and really push yourself forward. And you get access to this absolutely incredible library. There is nothing like it in any other program we've found online, and it's giving you access to every tool that I use to build my studio, from 30 students to 2,000 and a big team of 50 plus staff, and you get it all for like peanuts. So if you're interested in checking it out, it's definitely worth taking a look. I'll put a link down below. Check it out. If you get in before the 31st, you lock in that pricing. You get to have the addition of a mastermind group and just crazy amounts of resources. You wouldn't believe it. So anyway, link down below if you'd like to join us. So let's move on. Number 3. We've talked about doing launches. We've talked about getting out there, promoting those deals that we've got. Number 3 is to make sure that you add scarcity and that you time your communications to your launches. Okay, so this means that if you say like, hey, it's August right now as I film this, 31st of August, this deal is going away. Let's say it is a movie ticket for the sake of argument here. So you need to make sure that in your calendar you've mapped out that you have said, hey, this is when I'm going to send out email blasts to my newsletter, and you want to have, hey, 1 week to go, 2 days to go, you have your different subject lines that, entice people to open, like, hey, did you see this? Or final notice, capital letters, all those sorts of cool things that make people click, and you want to time those things so that it's getting right up to that timer, because I remember feeling bad about, I would say like spamming people 2 or 3 times at the end of a launch, but we would have everything graphed, like the amount of people that would sign up, and it always looked like this. The opening of a launch, huge spike, okay, and then it looked like trickles down, and then the last 2 days we would have 3 or 4 emails, like 12 hours to go, 1 hour to go, and it would spike often bigger than the first spike, so it would have this shape. And so after that happening a couple times, I'm like, I do not feel bad about spamming 2 or 3 emails at the end. It's totally fine. People often think, oh, I'm going to burn through my list, people will unsubscribe. It actually doesn't matter, because you'll put out other deals and lead magnets and things like that, and if those are interesting to them, they'll sign up for those and then they're back on your list. So obviously be careful, but don't worry too much about sending multiple emails towards the end of a launch. So you've got to give people that reason to sign up, and that's scarcity. Okay, so having an actual time, date, and then after that you actually need to say, no, sorry, that deal's finished. And maybe, within 24 hours or something, you might let a few people sneak in, things like that, but that's up to you. So you've got to give people that hard deadline, and you've got to time those communications going out on not just your email list, but your Facebook page, any ads that you're running. You can even change your ads if you've got the time to do that on the last day. Maybe you preload a video saying, hey, today's the last day to get this, sign up now, and scale that ad in our ads manager to all the people that are following you. And if you want to do it the real cheap way that does cost more and doesn't work as efficient, you can boost it, but not really recommended. So there we go. You've got to really time that deadline, time the communications, lead it up to that point, and that scarcity is how you get people to get over the line, make a decision. So there we go. 3 great points for you to think a bit more like a pro when it comes to your marketing and lessons, and I hope that this helps you and you're able to get out there and either rebuild to where you were or go further and beyond. And whether you're promoting in-person lessons or online lessons through Zoom or another technology. Thanks for watching, and reach out if there's any questions I can help with, and I'll get back to you.